Okay guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about gloves real quick, glove liners, and in particular, these that I picked up. 12 pair of 100% wool glove liners. They're called glove liners, but you can actually wear them as standalone gloves. A 12 pack. I picked these up on Amazon. When I bought them, they were $30. Before filming, I looked again and they were $40. Okay, so a trick you can do is you can, I believe, add to cart, and then once it's in the cart, you click save for later, and it will notify you of price changes. And that's a trick that I tend to use with Amazon. So if they're $40 right now, you can add them to cart and then click save for later. And once you see, it drops by $5 or $10, I would hop on them. So I was in the market for thin glove liners. What I like to do is layer when it comes to gloves, and also many times if I'm working in the shop or doing some yard tasks, shoveling and kind of like working up some steam, I don't need a super thick warm glove because my body is generating enough heat to keep my hands warm, and I might be outside like an hour. It's not day long. And the other application is I have a ton of winter jackets. The girlfriend has a ton of winter jackets, and I was in the market for a cheap, low bulk stash glove, I guess you could call it. So cheap, inexpensive gloves that are moderately warm, that in every single winter jacket that me and her own, I can take a pair, wad them up, and throw them in one of the pockets. Because on winter jackets, there tends to be a lot of pockets, and people don't tend to use them. And the thing is, because they're so cheap, $30 divided by 12 pair, you're able to divvy them. You can keep some in your vehicle, keep some in each of your winter jackets, keep some in the workshop. So if you're ever without a pair of gloves, or if you ever need to layer up on your gloves, you have a pair at hand. So what these aren't super fancy. They're GI glove liners, and I don't know if they're actual military issue or they're knockoffs. Either way, they're nearly identical to the old military surplus glove liners that I've gotten in the past. So what it is a glove liner, and these I got are the large, extra large, and I tend to wear an XL and sometimes a double X glove. And what I like about them is they're not skin tight. Now, some people might want a glove liner that's really tight, and if you have smaller hands or you want a tighter fit, they sell a small, medium size. I like them being a little looser. That's just more trapped air or warmth. They are not merino wool, which is good. Merino wool I like for certain applications, but it does not compete with traditional wool. For certain things like long johns, merino wool is good. Things that are going to be in contact with, I don't know how to put it, more fragile parts of your body that are more susceptible to like itching, what I've found is my hands don't itch. Okay, so if you have a sensitivity towards standard wool, these might not be the glove for you. So going back, one of my all-time favorite chore gloves, as I call them, work gloves, they're surprisingly durable and they're warm, is rag wool gloves. Okay, and I get these at the hardware store. They're like $7, and they last surprisingly long. And then eventually the fingers develop holes, so I cut the fingers off, and I just have a pair of half gloves. And you can do a lot of things with this. You can be wearing these and it doesn't really feel like you're wearing gloves. Now your fingertips are going to get a little cold, and they're prone to injury or damage because they're not covered, but it's heating and warming all these blood vessels in your hands, which are leading to your fingers. It is kind of deceiving. When you see these, you wouldn't expect them to be that warm, but they surprisingly are. Now how these ones differ is they have 40 grams of thinsulate lining, or thinsulate insulation, kind of a fleece lining. Okay, so these work really well as a standalone glove. They're a little thick to layer under gloves, but they're surprisingly warm, and then they have these little grippy dots, which don't offer a lot of grip, but what they do offer is a little more abrasion protection and snag resistance. The one issue with this is you can't reverse them. You can't wear one on the other hand. With these glove liners, they can work on either hand. So the concept being is, um, say you are using these and they're wearing a little bit, you just take them off and you put it on the other hand, and now you have um, a fresh layer. Now, like I said before, these aren't work gloves. These aren't hard use gloves, I should say. But for doing small things, shoveling or working, like around your house or around your property outside and it's a little cold, spring, fall. And I will say, in really, really cold weather, your hands will get cold, but having these on is a lot better than bare hand, and you actually maintain um, a decent amount of dexterity. Like you can see, they're a little floppy. They're not going to fit every single hand perfectly because every single hand is slightly different, but they do have some stretch to it. And then the other thing I like is if you have a pair of insulated work gloves um, that are a little oversized. These are a Wells Lamont, just insulated work gloves. Some of my favorite leather work gloves. When it comes to leather work gloves, I actually kind of like insulated even in the summer, but they're a little oversized. So if I need some extra warmth, which these already have, I believe 150 grams of thinsulate insulation, or at least 100, they're surprisingly warm. But if I do need one extra layer, these glove liners being thin, I still have a decent amount of dexterity. Now, the issue is when you pull this off, the glove liner stays inside. So it's not a perfect system, but it's a cheap solution, especially from a preparedness aspect. Let's say you have a large family, or let's say you have multiple vehicles, or you just want to stock up on gloves. You get 12 pairs, so you get 24 individual gloves. And I got them for 30 bucks. Even for 40 bucks is a really good deal. 4 times 12 would be about 48 bucks. So they're about $3.50 per pair of gloves. That's really cheap. So even if they do rip, snag, wear down, and like I showed you too, if the fingertips do wear down, you can cut the fingertips off and make those half finger gloves. There's a lot of uses for them. So throughout the years, I've wasted some money on gloves through testing, trial and error, and stuff like that. And this is a typical pair of glove liners. These are made by Mountain Hardware, and I got these on sale. And even on sale, they're about 15 bucks. And I think full price, I want to say they're about 30. Now they're a decent pair of gloves. Don't get me wrong, but they don't do that much that these ones. They're actually not as warm as these ones. Now you can wear them standalone. They don't offer a lot of abrasion protection, but I've used them for in warmer weather, cross-country skiing, or just hiking when the sun's out and it's a little warmer. But the other cool thing about these being a little loose, depending on your hand size, is if you're wearing a thin pair of tactical gloves, for example, you can take the glove liner and you can wear it on top of your tactical glove. If you're kind of being stationary and your hands are likely to get a little cold, you can preemptively put these on top of a thin pair of gloves. And what that does is, instead of compressing the insulation, like if you're wearing these on the inside of another glove, you're allowing that insulation to be have full loft. So I have those thin gloves on, be it mechanics gloves, pig gloves, or any type of tactical thin tactile glove. You can also have a pair of these in your web gear, in your cargo pocket. Maybe you're a carpenter or some type of tradesman and you wear lightweight contact gloves. You can have a pair of these on. If your hands are getting a little cold, you can throw this glove liner on. The one issue is, getting them off is kind of burdensome, but you can take them off and your other gloves stay inside. The other thing with these being natural fiber, they burn but they don't melt. Meaning if you're working around fire or high temperatures, the issue with synthetic gloves is they will melt. These don't melt, they will burn. What that pretty much means is they will get a little crispy, but they won't melt to your hands. Whenever you're working around high heat or fire, Aside from like Nomax, um, you kind of want a leather or a cotton or a wool glove over a plastic glove like polyester or polypropylene. You have a decent amount of dexterity. You can actually shoot certain pistols and ARs and stuff with these. You're not going to have a ton of grip, but you have decent dexterity, and the biggest thing is they're really cheap. So I'm going to leave a link down below. I am not an Amazon affiliate, so you can click. The only reason I'm leaving a link is so they're easy to find on Amazon, and I don't know how long they're going to be there. It's just something I happened upon or just randomly found. So maybe they're new, or maybe they've been around, and maybe they're here to stay, or maybe they'll dry up. So hopefully you guys like this video. Like I said, it's not a review per se, it's just kind of a public service announcement. I found these and I was kind of excited about them. If these fit your needs and applications, I encourage you to go check out Amazon and pick some of these up. So like always, you can go back to my homepage, watch some of my current videos. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.